What is up, everybody? Thanks for joining to our first official DAO meeting on YouTube and X and Telegram, all of those things. Let me add up Mo and James and Rich. What's up, y'all?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I'm trying to make sure I'm not creating an echo because I heard something in the background and I feel like it might be me.
It might have been me.
Let me mute everything except StreamYard, and then it won't be me.
Yeah.
Mute me and this will go faster.
Oh my goodness, we're not going to get derailed, are we? That's not going to happen, is it?
No. Never. I don't do that at all.
No, you don't. I've never seen you derailed or derail or be derailed.
We've got James and Rich. You guys are on the HLX DAO. If people are not aware, we're only missing Arthur and Sprite. Sprite's in the chat.
Hi, Sprite. Arthur is in a different time zone. I mean, Arthur's time zone, it's 11:09 my time zone, and Arthur is further away. So it would be unusual if Arthur was awake. The bars will just be closing, like where he is. So
yeah. Where do we start? I feel like the first place to start would be present the current vote that we have going on. Let's see, window, boom, share. Overview. So we voted to use treasury funds to mint E369 NFTs. We got enough votes on this that we decided to go ahead in the sake of time. This actually was supposed to be ended by now, but I created this and forgot to set the end date correctly. But nonetheless, we've got our vote. We got lots of votes, actually, if we check this out. Quite a few people voted. And we got a nice quorum. And we voted yes. And so what do? We've minted 15 legendary Element 369 NFTs. These were, they're being held in the DAO wallet, in our multi-sig wallet. And currently we're not doing anything with these rewards. We're just kind of letting them stack up. We decided to mint these, but we had not decided on exactly how we want to utilize the rewards. Aside from, paying our stakers, adding to the buy and burn, increasing liquidity. Those are the three main things that we're looking at doing on any of our investment pool funds. Let's see. How do I? So if I want to change tab, there. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I need to add the Element 369 NFTs to this list here. But yeah, that's been enacted, and we're looking at also possibly adding Stacks NFTs to this list. I kind of want to discuss the implications of that and how that would look. I feel like I've got a pretty direct plan on the Stacks NFTs. I guess let me back up. So we've started doing research on Helios staking, and currently you're able to earn ETH and Titan X with your staked HLX. We are now going to launch a V2 staking contract. And as far as like existing stakers goes, there's literally nothing you have to do. This is just going to add an additional claim button for additional tokens. So like existing stakers, you'll just have another button. You just go in and like say there's some X28 in there. Now you're earning ETH, Titan X, and X28, or Dragon X, Inferno, Blaze, whatever. So that's in the making. That'll come out very soon, regardless of any of these votes that we come that come through. That's absolutely happening. So I feel like that really helps make a lot of things easier as far as like with Element 369 NFTs. What are we doing with Inferno, Flux, Element 280? Well, now we can pay our users in those tokens if we wanted to. So, any questions on that? Let me run through the chat here as well. What do you guys think about getting paid in multiple tokens?
I like it.
So yeah, I sorry, I had to
like
flip a few tabs around. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I all right?
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I love the idea of being paid in multiple tokens. I mean, it saves you buying them. You know, if you're one of those individuals who wants to be in quite a few different things, it's great to participate in Helios because you can Helios, Element 280, Element 369. I mean, these are fantastic protocols to participate in because you get paid in, and the treasury builds up in multiple tokens. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I need to like step back a little bit as well to like go back over what is the vision of Helios, and the vision is sustainable rewards, so that we have perpetual rewards coming into our stakers. We have a perpetual buy and burn. The very first treasury that we created was the Titan X treasury, and this is funded from people minting Helios. We're taking a portion of that Titan X and Max taking it forever. And then what we're doing with this is we're earning ETH. And then with that ETH, we are primarily supporting the buy and burn. It's 70% to the buy and burn. So it's a really hefty allocation there. And I felt like that was important. We needed to support the buy and burn first and foremost. And then we have a 10% allocation to stakers, and then a 20% allocation to the investment pool for us to like further diversify our funds. I'd say that's going well. We got our 369 payout. That was huge. I really do think mining's going to come back, and we're just going to get, you know, steady flows of ETH coming in. I love it. Then we created the Wonderland Treasury. This is more so supporting Giannis because Wonderland's on Pulse Chain alongside of Giannis. And so what we have here is this treasury earns us Pulse, and that Pulse gets shipped over directly to the Giannis buy and burn pool. So the Giannis buy and burn is getting a steady drip of Pulse running into this from the Wonderland Treasury. And then we have the Giannis Treasury itself. This earns Pulse as well. And what we're doing with this is we're splitting it 50-50. Half of it is going into the Giannis buy and burn, and the other half is going into increasing our Wonderland Treasury. It's been I'll admit it's a small treasury, but Pulse Chain is waking up, and like these funds are growing, I would say rapidly. So I'm really excited to see that. And this has been supporting Giannis. And what has Giannis been doing? It's been picking up steam. And look right there. Right now, you can burn some Helios for a positive ROI and mint Giannis. And so that's the whole flywheel that Giannis is supporting or creating, is this. It's burning Helios. If we go over here, so far it's burned 3.5 billion HLX, which is great to see. This is something that's just going to constantly be going on in the background. And especially if Pulse Chain really does wake up and we see 10x, 20x or whatever, like this is just going to explode. So with that being said, that's our 3 treasuries so far, and these are all sustainable. That's what we're trying to do here, is like the principle does not get touched. This 1.3 trillion Titan X we've got in here just stays there forever and is just always earning ETH. These Wonderland tokens, they will be there forever, always earning Pulse through Giannis. So that's what we're doing with the Element 369 NFTs. Now we have a steady flow of Inferno, Flux, and Element 280, which actually we've already got a steady flow of Element 280 through the E280 allocations, which is something else we kind of want to discuss at some point. I'm okay just letting these funds sit here for a little while until we come up with a great idea. And actually, I have a good idea with these. I'm working on a protocol that will utilize these to burn a ton of HLX. But we'll get into that at a later date. So, yeah, that's the vision. That's what we want to see Helios do. Is down the road, I want to see a dozen treasuries on this page that are all just feeding the HLX stakers, feeding the HLX buy and burn, and adding to the HLX liquidity. So that's what we're trying to do here. And I would say the most important next vote that we're going to have is Stacks. So HLX has a whitelist for their staking protocol so that we don't allow any unwanted users staking in our pools. So I kind of want to raise the question of allowing Stacks to stake in our staking pools. The way I see it is Helios needs stimulation is really what it is. Staking is, yeah, I see you raising the eyebrow, James.
Stimulate, just give it some nice stimulation.
Yeah, and I think Stacks would give it that nice, gentle stimulation.
It will, tickle it and make it, chart get green. That's what we need.
Yeah. Stacks is gonna bring in buy pressure. If we allow Stacks to stake in our HLX pools, they're not getting any free handouts. They're gonna have to acquire the HLX off the open market. That's going to, in my opinion, stimulate the token some, and that's what we're really looking to get out of this is really getting some action going for Helios. So that's what I'm interested in. Do you guys have any comments? Do you have anything to add, James? Or should I keep going?
Yeah, I don't have any particular comments. It was a fantastic collaboration back with E280. I know what you're doing with E369 is powerful, very powerful. Stacks, can't wait. Christmas, is it a Christmas present? Is it a New Year's present? We're really looking forward to that. As everyone knows, we took our inspiration for being the first DAO from all the conversations that the dude had when he was launching Helios, saying, fair crypto, decentralization. And I'm like, my goodness, this guy keeps talking about this DAO. And I was in a DAO before, but did very little. And I said, dude, I want to do a DAO. How hard is it? He said, don't worry, even you can do it. Go to snapshot.org, click this button, then you got a DAO. And then so we had our first DAO. So yeah, it's very important. Obviously, there's a lot of participation in some of these votes, which that's very good to see. That's really good to see.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite aspects is like nobody can bitch at me when we make any decisions because I'm like, it was a community vote. You voted. Or if you didn't vote, you can't bitch.
Yell at your neighbor. Don't yell at me.
Yeah. So, that's one vote that I want to put up in the very near future. Stacks is coming very soon, and we need to know if Stacks is going to be staking in the Helios pool or not. So that's going to be one vote we're putting through. And I feel like to make this, I have a vision here that I think everybody would really like, because I think allowing Stacks to stake in the HLX pool is probably a little controversial. But I think with the plan that I've got, I think it's a really great, I think we really should implement this. And that's involving our V2 staking contract, and as well as minting Stacks NFTs. So we've still got, welcome back, Rich, 320 billion Titan X in our treasury. I'd like to utilize some of those funds to mint Stacks NFTs on day one and have a perpetual sustainable stream of X28 tokens coming into our treasury. And then with those tokens, with those X28, we can now pay our stakers in X28. We can now do deposit into our buy and burn with X28, so we can buy and burn Helios with that, and then add to the X28 / HLX LP. So I feel like that's very simple and very powerful. I think Stacks is going to be very powerful. It's something that's going to bring in consistent payouts because it spreads across all of the staking pools. So we would be getting a consistent stream of X28 coming in, and I think that's going to keep us relevant. And even if there's no rewards in the pools right now, like let's look at this. Zero. This is all from mining, and we've got zero mining going on, which is fine. Like there's pros and cons with that. There's no inflation, but there's no staking rewards. But what if we had X28 being dripped in from Stacks, and users were earning Stacks tokens, or not Stacks, I'm sorry, they were earning X28 tokens without having HLX inflation. That's what I really envision, is Helios being a big player in its own protocol through Stacks and utilizing the Stacks protocol to pay HLX stakers. That's really what I want to see. Do you have anything to add to that, Rich? I know Rich is huge into staking. He's a big staking. We've seen that with Eden and Lotus. He's gone in hard on those as well. Are you there, Rich? You're on mute. There we go.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I did have a question. So is the X28 that routes to the stakers kind of currently mirroring their stake status? Is the X28 still divvied out to them at the 10% rate that the current model is for staking?
No. So I would love, this is something that we can decide on ahead of time and put that in the vote so that it's set. But what I want to see is, I would say like 45% going to stakers, 45% going to the buy and burn, because I think both of those are very important, equally important, and then 10% going to adding to liquidity. Because liquidity is great, but I think the most important are our stakers and the buy and burn. So I would like to see all of our treasuries moving forward split 50-50 between those buy and burn and stakers, and then a small allocation to liquidity. What do you think on that, Rich?
Yeah, I do like that better than the current stake and payout ratio.
Yeah, the thoughts on that was like, I felt like the buy and burn was very important up front, and now that we're established, I don't feel like it's as important. So yeah, I do like scaling it back to splitting those equally. Let's see, do we have anything going on? What are we voting on? So we're talking about Stacks. Number one, Stacks. We're whitelisting them to stake in our protocol. And then number two is, should our investment pool mint Stacks NFTs? I feel like those are kind of hand in hand. If we're if we're allowing stacks into our staking pool, I think it makes sense for us to go ahead and be in stacks, because I think the number one concern would be dilution of our staking pool. But looking at it from this point of view, Stacks is going to be buying in tokens, and they're going to be supporting the price of the HLX token. But also, if we're a Stacks holder, then even if our pool is getting diluted because Stacks is doing massively well, we're still getting that kickback on that end. So even if we're getting diluted, we're still getting more X28 tokens coming in through that protocol.
By the way, not to interrupt here. So Cryptographics, obviously a big name in many different ecosystems, has asked a question on Mo's stream. I don't know if you can flip over to it. You can see if you can pull it up. Otherwise, I can read it out to you.
Is it more recent? I'm way behind on.
Yeah, it's a newest comment. There you go.
It's a pretty new comment. I just have the streams open in case people ask things. I wish there was a different way to manage this, but if you're streaming to multiple places, you gotta watch it. So there you go. You got
it. So you just wanted to point that out for me to answer?
I mean, it's Cryptographics. It's like I'm not worthy. It's great to see you. Please join our streams. Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna say I really don't want to compare it to DragonX, because DragonX did not add any buy pressure to the ecosystem whatsoever, and I'd rather not really talk about DragonX, but more so how Stacks operates. Stacks is different, as in like it's 100% of what it's going in into these protocols. It's adding buy pressure to every one of these protocols. So Helios, Blaze, Flux, Eden, all of these protocols, we have to acquire them, and we are, the only way we're doing that is by buying them off the market buying them. So to me, it is similar in that, but it's extremely different in the sense that we are supporting the price of the token, and I think that's a huge distinction between the two. So yeah, and it's also going to be burning a ton of Titan-X. It's going to be supporting Titan-X, the entire ecosystem, in that way as well. Because everything we're paying out is in X28. So any staking rewards we get, it's converted to Titan-X, and then from there converted to X28, which half of that is burnt Titan-X, and then the other half is supporting X28 through that buy and burn. So I think this is really good for the ecosystem. And I think I would love to see this on Helios as well.
Can you run through the NFT proceeds for Stacks, down the line? What would happen once the Stack starts receiving proceeds from the NFTs?
As far as an NFT holder is, or just in general?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So every staking payout is going to be converted to X28. The distribution cycles are every 9 days. So as far as the Helios treasury is concerned, we'd be getting X28 payouts every 9 days. And then I would like to set up a smart contract so this is automatic or publicly callable functions for any user to claim those X28 tokens, and those tokens are automatically distributed to those 3 areas, like I was saying: staking pools, which is actually the V2 staking, the buy and burn, which again is going to be a V2 buy and burn as well, so that we can accept X28. I've been wanting to upgrade our buy and burn as well. So that'll be good. And then increasing liquidity between the X28 and HLX LPs. So it would just be like a publicly callable function every 9 days where we click it and distribute X28 to everybody. Let's see.
I guess my aim is to see if there's any way to create some separation between the holders and the stacks benefits, meaning like the V2 rewards will be given to the HLX V1 staking. And I guess it looks like Stacks is going to be a recipient of the V2 rewards as well by default. Is that correct?
Actually, no, because we don't have that designed in. That would have to be a smart contract upgrade, which is something that we could decide for or against.
I'm just thinking from a user's perspective, it would create an added interest if there was some separation between the machine and the man as far as a benefit standpoint.
That's an interesting thought. Like, because we can design this V2 staking contract to not include what Stacks is getting. So Stacks is in the V1 staking pool, but earning only Titan X and ETH and not its own X28 tokens. That's possible as well. But,
yeah, for me, I think that would create an added level of interest to participate, or even more so than already.
If we did not allow that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good point, and I think that's fair. So with that being said, are there any concerns on how that might look? I mean, to me, this is going to add a more sustainable staking rewards for the Helios protocol, because I think Stacks is going to be more consistent, because it's not just a whale in one single pool. It's got its fingers in a bunch of pools, you know. And so when one staking pool is not paying out very well, another one will be. So it'll even itself out, you know. So I think bringing a steady drip of X28 into the Helios protocol is like, that's the most coveted token, I would feel like, out of all. Maybe the ETH is more coveted. I don't know, but you know, Titan X is what we're all here for, and X28 is the new Titan X. And if we can create a stream of revenue that's bringing in like the ultimate ecosystem token, X28, I think that's really good for Helios. Let's see. Let me scroll back. I think I missed a bunch of... Did I miss any other things in the chat here? Be kind of a bit of... Yeah, that's that's my thoughts as well. You know, being a founder of Stacks and then not allowing Stacks into the Helios protocol sounds kind of silly to me as well. But if that's what the community wants, then that's what we'll do. Stacks does not have to be in the Helios protocol. If the community decides against it, then Stacks won't be affected. We'll still launch as planned, and we just won't have an allocation to Helios. But I think it's better. Yeah,
that's the great thing about the DAO. You know, people who have you know, actual stakeholders. Like the bigger the stakeholder, the more the vote counts. So instead of you know, in a lot of telegrams, sometimes you'll hear people with a lot of opinions, and you don't know, like, who are these people? How much are they participating? Are they just there to, you know, spend some time or make some conversation? But a DAO vote, that really settles it. Then you know what's in the wallet. The individual using the wallet makes the vote, and I think that's powerful. I think that's one reason over in our protocol we don't have a lot of arguments and debates and everything like that. I wish we did have maybe some more, but things are settled in the DAO. If a point comes up and it's votable, we vote, and then that's it. So it's yeah, maybe it's a little too serious over there. The Baby Dragon X adventure. It's supposed to be a little bit fun. Maybe we need to make it more fun. But yeah, I think the dude really. I think the DAO really settles these things.
Yeah, and what I noticed with this last vote, this is something that I've learned. We need to be a little bit louder with our discussions. So we had discussions in the Telegram chat, and it didn't quite get the wider audience. That's why I was like, okay, let's throw this on X. Let's throw it on YouTube. Let's try to involve everybody, because we had people that said no, but that, you know, their reasoning was like, it didn't make sense to me, because we minted 369 NFTs to support specifically stakers, the buy and burn, liquidity, and they're saying no, this doesn't benefit HLX. We need to focus on the buy and burn and the LP and supporting stakers. And it's like,
that's what I'm doing.
That's exactly what this is here to do, and they're saying no because they don't think it's doing this. And I'm like, this is what I want to avoid in the coming into the future, is the confusion of like, what is our full mission? What are we trying to do? What is the vision of this? Because I think we got a lot of voting that was confused in there. There was several people that were saying, no, this needs to, why are we supporting Inferno when, you know, this is an HLX protocol? And it's like, we're not necessarily, I mean, it is supporting them because we're utilizing the Flux flywheel, but every 100% of those rewards are coming to the HLX DAO. You know, we're using those rewards to support our stakers and our buy and burn. So yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do here, is just be louder so that people can make more informed decisions on what we're trying to do here.
I would also just add to that. I mean, so I had a pretty good teacher in high school, and what she would say was, if one person doesn't understand the message coming through, and they raise their hand and say, I don't understand, usually more people also don't understand. So just like you saw there in the voting, in those comments, like the main point of stacks was missed by a large group of people. So that what does that mean? It means that the message should be adjusted a little more clearly or offered in a different way. So what I'm saying really is, don't be afraid to ask your questions in Telegram. Yeah, if you don't understand, ask. It is your funds. You want to make an informed decision, so feel free to get into a conversation and ask your question.
Yeah,
I think between that and just kind of maybe the new method you're doing DAO meetings going forward, I think that those two things will help significantly.
Yeah, I think down the road, yeah, I think we need an actual forum, like, for DAO discussions. Like, I like Telegram, but the thing is you get message after message, and then your idea gets buried in Telegram chat. Whereas I think maybe a forum would be a little more concise. Like, we can have a topic and people discussing that specific topic. Or, we can actually just create topics in Telegram. That might be a simpler solution. The issue is there's not everybody's on Telegram. So, like, how do we unite our community? Because not everybody's on X, not everybody's on YouTube. Yeah.
I think what we're doing now is it's not like there is no solution for this, but offering it on, we have multiple people here. So we're streaming on 3 different channels, and I'm streaming on X. I don't know if Mo is and Helios are streaming on X too, but we're streaming on a lot of different places. So, and the people in Telegram know that this is happening, so they can join.
Yeah.
Or they can watch a replay, right? They don't have to watch it live. They can also watch a replay. So I believe that this is giving every opportunity for people to be able to make an informed decision, to ask the questions live or on a replay. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is kind of going backwards, but when if you pull up the treasury page up again, looking at that page just blows me away. Like I'm an HLX miner, I'm an HLX holder, I'm an HLX staker. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you're one of those dudes. Like I didn't bet on the protocol, I bet on I bet on the dude. And so I always knew what you were doing. I was always behind it, but I didn't quite see the vision that you had behind this investment pool. And in the very beginning, I was kind of like, oh, that's a neat idea. I don't really know if it's going to work out. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, bro, next pump we have. Oh, man. Like I didn't even realize this slow accumulation that's been having now. You have a solid investment pool going, and we're not even beginning our real pumps. So I can't wait to see where this is going to go. I can't wait to see where your the Wonderland Treasury and the Janus Treasury is as pulse chain pumps. I mean, I think low key you put yourself in an amazing position to make Helios just an absolute, I don't know, like sleeper surprise hit where everyone forgot about it, and then all of a sudden it's like, is this the new Baby Dragon X? Did I just miss? Yeah, you did, because they've been making this giant investment pool and making all these treasuries. And over time, they're building them up and building them up. And over time, the market is moving up. And all of a sudden, bam, you just have this enormous net worth behind this protocol that's not even realized in the price. And I think we're going to have that day coming very soon where all of a sudden people are going to be like, I totally missed the Helios pump. Like, yep. So shout out to you, man. You did awesome with this. I couldn't see it coming together this beautifully, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to see where it's going to go. So shout out to you. You did an awesome job.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And like this is, I knew it was going to be a slow build, you know, and like that's why I went so heavy in the buy and burn with our first treasury, because I knew we needed to support that to keep the system running, to give us time to create this slow build. And now that we're here, there's no stopping this. This is the zombie protocol. Like everybody can sell and go away, and like these treasuries will keep, you know, burning the token, and they will keep growing. They will keep growing. That's the beautiful part about it. So that really is it. Yeah, thank you. Real quick, Giannis can only be created by burning Helios. That is correct. 1 for 1. So if you want 100 Giannis, you've got to burn 100 Helios and pay a Pulse protocol fee. Let me pull that up real quick. So yeah, you want to burn 100, you're getting 100 Giannis, and you got to pay a little bit of Pulse as well. And that Pulse is what's supporting the Giannis treasury. That's what's supporting the DAO. So yeah,
I'm smiling because it was a couple months ago. There was a lot of discussion. Why do we have to burn so much Pulse in order to do this? Well, that's what feeds the treasury. Like if we just did a little bit of Pulse, wouldn't be worth doing. There was so much discussion about that. I always I smile every time I think about that, because it was explained. There was a lot of questions. It's so expensive to do this. But when it works, when the ROI is there, like personally, I got very lucky one day, and there was a large ROI and nobody was touching it, and I probably made $700 profit, and I think the dude told me the treasury went up by $1,000 that day or something. I was just lucky. I just happened to have, you know, like quite a bit of HLX over on Pulse Chain, and I just kept doing it. I just kept hitting. It was great. Well, just hit that button like, you know, about 6 or 7 times, and boom, make some money.
Yeah, and it's with the recent pumps and Pulse, like I've been seeing like regular amounts of HLX burning from people minting Giannis. So it's working as intended. I love it. Goo God thinks we should have an alien/Anki treasury. That's something we could look into and build. We'd have to figure out how earning these tokens could support HLX in some way. Like, are we converting these to buy and burn Giannis, or I don't know. That would be a complicated strategy. But totally open to discussing that. Let's see. Yes, sounds good. It does.
Burn it, burn it.
Imagine you get PDI and PDI pegs. Imagine you get pulse wrap Bitcoin and that pegs. I mean,
yeah,
who knows? All crazy fun thoughts, but good Lord, that'd be fun.
PDI to $1. Gotta say that every time you say PDI, you gotta say PDI to $1.
PDI to peg and pulse wrap to parity.
I do want to give a shout out to Gugad. We created a massive LP with Enki and Giannis, and great things have been happening ever since we made that. So we really appreciate that collaboration. And like I said, I'm open to more in the future. So it's been beautiful.
Gugad's another one of those quiet geniuses, just lurking in the background, making stuff, just being awesome.
Yeah. Can Stacks participate in any auction? We decided we don't want to do that. That complicates the whole strategy. We're letting others do those types of things. We just want to market buy tokens. I think that's very beneficial for any of these protocols. I think that's pretty easy to see, and market buy is good in any protocol. So that's the angle of attack that we want to stick with on Stacks. Let's see. Yep. Check out the white paper. And correct. I would not meant if your ROI is negative. Unless
if
you
you're
just want
feeling charitable, I'll send a wallet through.
Yeah.
If you want to be altruistic and just burn at a loss, go for it. Definitely.
Right.
We won't say no to that.
Yeah. Is there anyone in the chat who has reluctance to allow Stacks to be whitelisted in Helios? His concerns, they can be addressed here. Yes, thank you. I'm trying to run through these to see if anybody's got any concerns. Yeah.
This would be good, though. You can pop this back, this video, when the stream is over. You can pop this back in the Telegram and be like, hey, anyone who missed it, check this out. It's a good rundown of what we're doing here. So far, I think everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, and what I've found is the people on Telegram, they were all for it. Like with the 369 mints, it was 100% agreement. Yes, we love this idea. Let's do it. And then we saw when we actually went to vote, 40% said no. And it was like, how are we getting 100% yes and then only 60% yes when we go to official vote? And that's when I decided we need to be louder.
Yes, men.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm not doing that. Why'd you say yes? Everybody else did.
Yeah. I kind of agree with this statement as well. Like I'm not like in a hurry to utilize all these, but I do think this Liquid Titan X is could be earning yield for us. That's the way I see it.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And that is a good point as well, Mo. Yeah, if the ecosystem pumps, then our investment pool does pump as well. Yeah. But still, like if we're in Stacks protocol and the ecosystem pumps, Stacks is going to do well. Like I think Stacks is still positioned on that. So, hey, what's up, Callum? I got to get some drink here.
Get some drink. Is it purple drink?
My morning coffee. It's hard to function without the caffeine these days. I'm addicted.
I'm weaning off caffeine now. The energy drinks stopped working on me. They were like crack for 2 months. Yeah. Caffeine's weird for me. Like when I get used to caffeine, it doesn't do anything for me, and it's just a total waste. And I was off caffeine forever, and then I started drinking it again right around Hydra, and these fucking energy drinks are like crack to me. And then like a week ago, I was like, oh, I don't think they're working anymore. So I think I'm gonna stop drinking them just like that.
Your tolerance builds up quickly, huh?
It does. Animal. Yeah. As far as Titan X Farms goes, you gotta go poke Eric for that. We have zero control over what Titan Farms is doing. And I would love to see Helios on there, but it's up to Eric to decide if that's what he wants to do.
Well, the bar, I mean, the bar that I've heard is 100K volume per day consistently. So we were super happy during Element 280 28-day mint. We were doing 300, 400,000 volume a day with Baby Dragon X. I was like, Eric, list us. But he was smart. He was like, wait. And then as soon as Element 280, finished, well, then we went back down to the 10 to 25,000 a day. So, yeah, you need to beat 100,000. That's kind of the bar that he set.
It's kind of like if there was more liquidity, then there would be more volume. So it's kind of like a chicken or the egg situation. It's like, it is what it is. Yeah. We got one in green. I'm still looking for somebody with concerns here.
I can make an account and argue. If you want, I can just make a different account.
We can just argue if that's what you want to do. I mean,
please argue. Like the Monty Python skit. I came in here for an argument. No, you didn't.
I fought in your general direction, sir.
Shouldn't the community get the same say for all protocols then? I'm assuming it's for when stack stakes. The thing is this is DeFi, and if it's in DeFi, if there's money out there to be made via staking, it's open to anybody. As far as Helios goes, we foresaw this and decided to add an additional whitelist feature so that we can kind of control it. But generally speaking, most of these protocols, it is wide open. So to me, it's like, it's something else that people need to understand is that Stacks is user participation. Like Stacks doesn't take over any pool if nobody participates in Stacks. So these are users that are interested in staking, and instead of staking in Blaze specifically, they go to Stacks and mint an NFT, and then Stacks goes and stakes in Blaze. To me, like that's the same. It's different routing, but you get the same end result. That's the way I see it. And that's why I really like to point out that like market buying these tokens is the secret sauce and why Stacks is beneficial, because it's no different than a user coming in and market buying Blaze and then staking it. So by voting yes to Stacks and HLX gets the added buy pressure on the token, yes, which might stimulate mining again and price appreciation. That's exactly what I'm envisioning here. Let's see. What's up, Titan X Plan?
Yeah, trust Titan X Plan.
He's awesome. He's in all the streams.
He or she, number one, great, usually winning contests. Very vocal, great community member over on our side with the little baby dragons. So it seems like this person is in a lot of different protocols. So really passionate about Titan X ecosystem in general. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't say trust the Baby Dragon X plan. He said trust the Titan X plan. Okay.
Right. You're right.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I know you. I know you. I can't believe this huge beer is almost gone. We're down to here. We're getting to the danger level right now. So
well, you have like 5 more in the fridge, right?
I have several more in the fridge, none this big. The other ones are like Asahis, and I'm only having this one though. Like I'm not gonna drink too much.
So, sure, only one. It's a new can every time he's
only one while on camera. You've already had 3 pre-game.
Yeah, you went off camera like 4 or 5 times. So slam.
I did actually.
All right, and then also summarizing, voting yes to using Titan X from the HLX Treasury to mint Stacks NFTs. Existing and new stakers will then just magically start getting paid out in X28. That is 100% correct. That's the vision.
Magically. I want to magically get paid. I like that.
I mean, this is magic money. Yeah.
Wait, Jinx, you owe me $1 billion Baby Dragon X. Let's do that. That's one of the more profitable ones. $1 billion.
Yeah, I'll send you some Vietnamese dongs.
I was just gonna say he's got 1 billion dongs for you. That's about
it.
it.
$1 billion dong. So 1 million dong is like 40. How much? $40? Yeah, 35 or 40 bucks. So 1 billion would be 4,000.
Okay, never mind.
There's a lot.
Checks in the mail.
Put it on my tab.
Dongs in the mail. Dongs in the mail.
If I ever set foot in Vietnam, you have an unpaid $1 billion dong tab? Son of a bitch.
I don't know what point you made, James, but
it was a great one. Thank you.
It was a great one.
Thank you, Sunsprite. Sunsprite's obviously, highly intelligent, extraordinarily, probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. So.
That's funny.
All right, and Scale's going to the moon. If you guys
absolutely,
sure.
As Zeke says, yeah.
It's important for everyone to share this after the fact to get it into everyone's feeds. Yeah, absolutely. We will try to do some write-ups, all of those things. Yep.
Yeah, I'll repost it afterwards.
It's happening right now.
The DAO is the vote is active. I think what this person is asking is the vote still active, probably.
For 369, we've
closed out.
Yeah, that one's closed out. In the next day or two, we're gonna open up 2 or 3 votes. Let's see. We got a vote on stacks, staking in HLX. That's number 1, and then number 2, are we minting stacks NFTs? So those 2 votes is what we want to throw up very soon. Yes, yep, that's true. You can swap Enki for Giannis too. I think that's the biggest LP. Absolutely, it is. That's something we can look into for sure.
It was really good timing. I don't know if you just got great timing, but I happen to have gotten in Enki early, and I just looked in the wallet and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, how much did I buy? It's like a 6x, a 6 or a 7x. And then I reached out to you and was like, hey, what, did you do anything? And then you're like, oh yeah, I did this LP. I'm super happy. That was a very cool story.
Yeah, we started a 20K LP and it's already up to 50K. Like,
nice.
Massive. It's massive. Nice. So yeah, he's saying just sell the yield tokens for Giannis, then use the Giannis to burn Helios. Yeah. Well, we don't even need to do that. If we're burning Giannis, then people will be burning Helios to mint more Giannis. So
I think he was saying if you have the Inky, because Inky gives you reflection tokens in PDI and
Teddy Bear and Atropa. Yeah, it's like 4
and
several tokens.
It's a solid protocol he made.
It's unbelievable. Like, I was literally about to say the same thing, Mo. It's unbelievable. I wish I would have put more than I only put $100 in at the end of January, and then I DCA'd in. I bought a little bit of one of the others, and then I bought
January. What the fuck? You didn't tell me about it. I didn't know about it until literally they launched Alien X, and then I knew they were all connected. I had no idea.
Prairie Banana, to throw a name out there, Prairie Banana. He's the guy. When it comes to PTGC, he's the guy. So,
and he loves E280 as well, by the way.
He does.
Yeah.
I just Prairie Banana's videos. He made videos in the very beginning.
On E280 or just in general?
Just on Titan X. He was doing Titan X videos in the very beginning, but then I think he maybe consolidated more to Pulse Chain side.
Yeah, I mean,
he's still in both.
You know what? I mean, so I know Prairie Banana. I feel like I know him very well. He's just not a fan of gas. He's like, ETH is just too much gas. Like, yes, the community's all over there. It's just too expensive to do trades. He's just not a big fan of gas. I don't want to speak for him, but I am speaking for him. He hates gas.
Yeah.
I think we all do. Like we all do. Like, it's too much.
Yeah. I mean, that's what X28 is about, right? Is to start expanding and go to these lower gas chains and appealing to more of the masses. If Stacks was only linked to Helios stake pool, would I get the equivalent reward from staking in Helios and Stacks? I don't know exactly what that means. The Stacks is not only linked to the Helios stake pool. Stacks is going to be in several pools. Yeah.
You can't stake Stacks.
Is that what he's saying?
Well, at the end, you don't have Stacks staking in your Stacks protocol.
Correct. Yeah. Trying to pull up the white paper here. What all before I miss? Where are we? Yeah, let's pull this up. So we've got
right here. We got coffee for you. I read that comment.
Oh, you took one of the participants' recommendation. They said, "Mo, get a black coffee. The caffeine will hit you."
Yeah. I got black coffee right here.
All right, you proved it. It's not bourbon. It's not. Yeah, it's coffee. It looks like coffee.
I can't drink bourbon. I can't drink any alcohol anymore.
Oh, you
I
don't
got a liver problem.
Oh, all right.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's rough.
I know, and I didn't even drink a lot to get that liver problem. I was like, this is bullshit. I would have drank a lot more in college.
Hey, dude, I think it'd be useful to go over the V2 staking model so people could see the forward vision of that, and that would help the Stacks decision on minting NFTs and Helios participation.
Sure.
From Stacks.
Okay. Yeah, just real quick on just to clarify Stacks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 staking pools we're looking at currently. And obviously, we're always going to be expanding as new ones come up, if it makes sense. Yeah, so this is where we're getting more consistent payouts because we're not going all in a single pool. We're just gonna spread out and throw a little bit into each one of these, and so that we've got more consistent payouts. As far as the V2 staking contract goes, the way it's designed is it's going to be a little more sticky. It's going to be more for the active users, as in when a payout, we're looking at longer form payouts, roughly, I think 69 days is currently what we're looking at. So there's going to be a payout every 69 days. So we will look at at a distribution. We will look at everybody's shares in the pool and allocate the X28 or whatever token we're distributing, and distribute that accordingly. And then you have that full cycle to claim your rewards. And then if you don't claim those rewards when the next cycle hits, they get reallocated and redistributed to the next cycle. So this is something that we're looking for more of the active HLX community. And I feel like 69 days, that's plenty of time. And we may even shorten that some. That's something that we can decide as well in the future on what that cycle length is. But essentially, like, there's no tokens lost. If any unclaimed tokens get left in the pool, they just get recycled to the next distribution, where our active users can go in and now claim those. Did that make sense? Is that what you're talking about, Rich?
Well, I was thinking it would maybe help the question that was pre-proposed from Cato. So I'm just trying to understand, like, it seems like is the HLX V2 separate from the X28 proceeds that was given to the HLX stakers? Is that two separate things?
Yeah. So what we're looking at is the staking V2 is designed for any ERC20 token. But the first token that I envision going into this would be from our Stacks NFT rewards, and that's in X28. So we would just link our Stacks NFT rewards to the staking contract, and so all portion, because we want to utilize that X28 for the buy and burn as well. So half of that would go into this V2 staking contract, and then that's how that pool would fill up. But the staking contracts stand alone. Like I was saying, like if we decide to start paying users out in Inferno and Flux tokens from the Element 369 NFTs, we can do that. We can just deposit those into there. So when there is a distribution, you can earn your X28 Inferno and Flux all in one click. You would just be collecting all three of those tokens. But the staking contracts stand alone. And it's just a matter of using our rewards from our treasuries to just deposit into that staking contract.
And no additional input from the user for that, just to be a HLX staker.
Exactly. Like you're doing nothing different. And for new stakers, there would be nothing different. You go to the website, you go to our stake page and stake just like you normally would right now. And if you're already a staker, there's nothing additional you have to do. What we will do is just add an
this
additional
alone should drive
claim button.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this alone should drive more HLX stakers through the V1 method, knowing there's a V2 coming on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
And it would also, if that reduces supply, could stimulate the minting again in HLX once the price gets positive ROI on the minting.
Yeah. And even if there's not minting, like that's what I'm saying. Like right now, there's no mining going on. So it's just like Titan-X. The staking payouts are on hold until mining comes back. That's the same thing here with Helios. But with the V2, we're not dependent on HLX mining. You know, with the V2 contract, that's being fed from treasury rewards. And so even without having to inflate our token, users can still start earning rewards in multiple tokens.
Yeah, I guess the point I'm trying to drive is the HLX staker today is going to be getting these V2 rewards. That's an added bonus. The new person coming to Helios may not be a HLX staker yet, but when they learn about this, they get double rewards. They would want to go into HLX staking. If more liquid leaves the market, then that's less. The price, HLX burn, price is going to go up. Mining could start again. So it's a byproduct of adding that feature.
Yeah, I think the key word here is stimulation. We're trying to put it. Yeah. Let's see.
So not to derail, that Mo is usually so good at, and is committed not to derail. So somebody just pinged me.
I already did.
Jake has sent a tweet out having a vote on, how does it say? What is the next chain X28 1-to-1 Omni chain should expand to? So dude, permission to drop that link. It's got 20 more hours on that. I want to make sure it's already got 373 votes. Permission to drop that into all the chats?
I mean, that's like yeah, absolutely. That's like in the Helios ethos of community vote. Like that's what we love to see. Yeah.
Base.
Yeah.
Base.
Ace of base.
Base.
As much as I love Arbitrum, base probably is my pick.
Wow, Pulse Chain's winning.
Well, Pulse Chain's winning because the Pulse Chain people are like super passionate. But every time they see a vote, they vote Pulse Chain no matter what it is.
Right. Yeah.
X28's already on.
X28, yeah. It Omni Chain isn't necessarily going Pulse Chain. Titan-X will go to Pulse Chain, but like that's not.
It already is. Titan-X is already.
Okay.
Base just provides that place to run to when Gwei is out the roof, over the roof.
It's good.
Gwei is low. Like
Gwei's already getting stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't like Gwei once we get above fucking 9. Like
I don't like it when we get above 3. 3.
I can handle 4, 5, 6 Gwei, 7 Gwei. 8 Gwei I'm starting to bitch depending on what it is.
Yeah.
If I have to start spending like a couple bucks just to send between a wallet, that's when I'm getting pissed. I'm like,
yeah,
start sucking it.
Yeah, too much.
So here's a good question: how much the Treasury will be using for stacks? It's 15 billion. I think we were talking about
15 times 15.
That coffee's good. Damn it.
That would be 225 billion Titan-X. I don't know, like that's a good question. Do we want to leave any Titan-X here for other options? I'm open to that, but I'm also open to just going in heavy on stacks as well. 20 times 15 would be 300. That would, yeah. So 15 is a good number. That's how many we went with the 369 NFTs. We did 15. And doing 15 stacks NFTs seems like a good number as well. That would leave us a little bit left over for other use cases. Let's see. All right. Would they get rewards as if they were holding stacks is what I think they're saying. Yes, that's exactly correct. Because the DAO is now a stacks holder, stacks NFT holder. And the DAO is sending those rewards to HLX stakers. So that is exactly what we're doing here. Like as an HLX staker, it's like you are a stacks participant by proxy.
His question actually makes another question. We don't have, you can't get rewards as a stacks liquid holder either.
Correct. Yeah, stacks liquid is just absorbing price appreciation from the buy and burn. If you want X28 rewards, you've got to hold the NFT.
Quick question on statistics. So, how many people are viewing right now, dude? Because you've got access to the admin panel.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not public, but we're at 159 viewers right now.
So between the streams, between the X, all right, not too bad, decent for DAO. All right, good.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Only the admin has it, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, why is that a secret? But you know what? For like a DAO meeting, I'm happy with that turnout because not many people are in governance. Yes. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. What's up? I think what I meant was assuming stacks only staked in stacks. No, there's no stack staking. I think that's the confusion here. If I had some liquid Helios, would I get the same reward from buying stacks or staking in Helios? Oh, it's going to be different because the HLX stakers are splitting the stacks rewards. So if stacks brings in 100 X28 as rewards, all of the HLX stakers are going to be splitting that 100 X28. Whereas if you're going directly into stacks, I think you're going to get probably more X28 than having to split it with other users.
Only if you mint the NFT.
Correct. Yes. Token gets you 0 X28. The token does nothing but absorb price appreciation from the buy and burn. But this is a complex math equation that I really don't want to give financial advice on because I feel like it could go in multiple directions as far as what's the best way to go about it. All I'm looking at this is like, just generally speaking, by minting stacks NFTs, we are now getting X28 drip every 9 days forever. And that is paying our stakers. Whether that's more or less than going into stacks directly is kind of irrelevant to me. because there are existing stakers. You know, like Rich is already a staker in HLX, and this supports him without doing anything else because he can't pull his stake out and then go into stacks. So for people that are already existing, this is very beneficial to someone like him. That's the way I see it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Great marketing material. Yeah. We should probably clip up some of this, honestly, so that we can get the word out. I think we can do a bullet point write up on this after the fact. Any plans to use other staking protocols tokens to be used? I think all those should be used to stacks, to fund stacks. Is that what he's saying? I've said that before. Like I like the idea of just staking our Blaze. We can stake our Flux. We can stake Hyper. Like I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about just we have staking tokens that are just sitting liquid as we speak? Does it make sense to just stake those? I know, Rich, you
protocols that can be diluted.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the worry that a lot of people have is staking dilution, and that's again why I like stacks, is because that eliminates that staking dilution concern. As a stacks participant, you can't get diluted.
Let me say something to that. I'm one of those big stakers also, but you have to. Anyone who stakes has to understand that it's always a moving game. Someone can always come in after you with a much heavier bag and wash you out. Blaming protocols, it is what it is. I mean, it's DeFi. If a protocol wants to go in and grab some staking, that's going to happen. You have to know that that's always a possibility. You have to know that if you go into staking 8 days before the payout, that number is going to change between now and then. You got to understand how many moving parts there is to this, and sticking to this idea that like I'm getting diluted out. Yeah, that's what staking is. Like there's no way to avoid that. That will always happen. So you have to understand that it happens, and that's why people say don't ape. If you see a big opportunity and you're like, oh man, staking is an enormous opportunity. Okay, it might be temporarily. Don't ape in everything. That's why, for some people, they like to say diversify your choices so that if something closes out, you don't get hammered on it. And it's not, a big wipeout. Like, oh, I went all in on staking and I got diluted. Well, yeah, I mean, that was a possibility. So going all in on staking might have been a bad idea. So I'm someone that definitely gets heated when my staking gets diluted, but I always have to take a step back and go, but that's just part of the game. There's no way to not avoid that unless I just shut off the protocol and nobody else enters. And then what kind of a protocol is that going to be? So you guys just got to remember that that's always the game with staking.
Except for in stacks. Like that's specifically.
Thank you. I set you up.
Yeah, that's exactly the design that we wanted, is like for 28 days, you're able to enter and get into these NFTs. But after that mint phase closes, like nobody can come in after you and mint a shitload of NFTs and dilute your payouts. Like you're locked in, and it can only go up as people burn their NFTs to exit the system. So that's exactly what we wanted stacks to be, is that definitive staking protocol, the staking easy button, where you're always getting those rewards that like you can do the math up front and say, okay, it looks like I'm gonna get this share of this pool. Like you actually will always get that share of that pool. So yes, I agree. Yaku. Like Flux and Blaze, why not use them for stacks as well? Like we would have to sell those down to Titan X. Like, what's your guys' opinions on selling these tokens for Titan X? Like, that doesn't seem like that's very beneficial for that ecosystem. Like if we sold Flux, you know, we're lowering the price of Flux, and if we sold Blaze, we'd be lowering the price of Blaze. That doesn't.
That's going against the idea of holding a lot of ecosystem tokens to see which one goes up, because not all of them are going to go up. Even if Titan X does a 5 or a 10x, there'll be a couple that they just won't move right. They just won't move right because people will exit them and go into others. So, but some of them are going to win big. So I'm against. So I mean, just personal. This is not financial advice by any means. But the Baby Dragon X Horde, we only sell into Titan X or ETH and USDC as like a kind of a risk tolerance factor. That's all. That's the only reason we do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like that we have Element 280 to, instead of selling these tokens down, we can actually do the opposite and use them to buy up Element 280 and supporting ourselves in that way as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a much better use that way.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily want to just liquidate our positions all into Element 280 either. Like that's, again, we like the diversification. We do like.
Question.
Shoot.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but question: can we just provide LPs through the LP manager? I mean, you've got the Element, you've got all the tokens. You could create massive LP positions for the treasury until we decide or until we use it. And you could back one out when it's ready, if Blaze or whatever. Because Blaze, you're going to lose your market share weekly, 0.08 or whatever that number is. So it'd be better to stake that at the last minute. And you know, you're not going to get very big weekly rewards, but that day 288 pool may be your target.
I like it. That keeps us flexible. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, and we're happy to hold Element 280. Like if so, you know, if the ratios go out of whack, I think we're happy to have a bunch more Element 280 in that situation. Or the token, yeah. I like it.
Apologies. I thought I had my mute on, so if I was tapping the keyboard. By the way, it's getting a little late over here. I've got a kind of an early Saturday morning. So thank you for inviting me on. I'm proud to be an early DAO member of Helios. It's been a fantastic ride. And I really love serving the community and participating in these to help really foster an open dialogue. So thank you very much for having me today.
Can I just get clarification or just...
It'll cost you $5, but sure. Yeah. You're clarifying with me?
Yes. Like you're in agreement with Stacks staking in Helios?
I am. Yes.
And
yes.
Are you in agreement with using investment pool funds to mint Stacks NFTs to then pay out?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I also agree with what you said earlier. It's very hard for somebody to like one and not the other. Like that, it'd be a very contrarian. I'd love to hear the logic if anyone liked one and not the other. I can understand if somebody doesn't like both, but or really loves both. I personally love both. But let's just leave it at that without being too complicated.
Awesome.
But yes, I
second that.
And I don't mean to sway anyone's opinion. But the Dragon Horde,
too late.
You know, the baby
you swayed mine.
We love. Are you swayed? Sure, it's not that black coffee. You know, that extra strong black coffee you've got there. Yes, I love the Stacks protocol. Wish I'd have thought of it myself. So yeah,
nice, very good. Same.
All right, well, thanks for coming.
Maybe yeah. Thank you very, very much for having me in. Maybe just kick me off into backstage. I'm not going to leave. I think the streams continue on, but I'm not gonna leave because I want to make sure the streams do go. Continue to JP Future and to Baby Dragon X. So
I don't think you leaving will stop your streams.
All right. Shall I leave them?
Just go backstage.
I'll just go backstage.
Yep. All right, fine. All right, well, have a good one.
Thanks all. Great to see you all. Have a fantastic. I mean, we'll see everybody on Telegrams. Like it's not like see you Monday. It's not like a 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday. Take care, everyone. Good to see you.
Let's see. Rich's idea makes total sense to provide liquidity. collect some fees, not get diluted. Yeah. All right. We got somebody that likes it. Yeah. I'm for that as well. That's something we can look at adding to the votes. I think it makes sense to just run all of these concurrently so that a user can go in and make these multiple votes all at once as part of, instead of like spreading them out. Yeah,
I think so.
Cool.
I mean, that's the way shareholder votes will go. They'll just knock it all out in one vote session.
And James agrees. Run them concurrently.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else?
Do what?
I think you got a plan.
Oh, yes.
I think you got a solid plan. You got a solid community. And, hopefully this will go that last bit towards educating anyone who's not aware of what's going on. But, yeah, man, I'm all on board. I'm excited.
Awesome. How about you, Rich? How are you feeling with these three topics?
Oh yeah, I'm a for sure vote yes on the stacks participation, the stacks minting, and of course the LP manager provision.
Awesome.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's fucking go. All right. Well, we didn't see anything to the contrary in chat. So this is again another, I think everybody's on board here. We will see when we go to vote. So I will make sure to follow up with this and try to get some bullet points on what we talked about, maybe clip up some of this stream to get the word out. And then I would say in maybe 24 hours or so, create these votes and let them run for 3 or 4 days, and we will have our answers. So please join our Telegram. That's where I am mostly. If you want to discuss anything additionally to this, if you're not, you can make posts on X and we'll find you. But yeah, I love the Telegram discussions. So thanks again for joining, Mo and Rich.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right, everybody else, y'all have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.